lengthening your spine up towards the sky, and dropping your attention from there down into the space of your heart. And I think it's fair to say that there's been some anxiety in the air, and that affects us all, regardless of your, political persuasion, your health concerns, or your economic situation. We co-vibrate. So the concerns that fill our thoughts can easily disturb the sensible nature of our hearts and one another. We feel what's going on inside our heads, and the whole fabric of our world buzzes, sometimes uncomfortably. So, for a few moments of silence, put your thoughts in the space of your heart. Feel the sensation of the heart in your chest. See if you can get a sense. Your heart and your breath. So that on each inhale, the blood is moving into your heart. And on each exhale, your blood is being pumped out into the body and back to your lungs. So this appreciation for this marvelous movement of life within you. May the thoughts that you have for this moment be governed by your heart. And below the heart is your diaphragm, that horizontal muscle in your body that's come in. It's a full 360 degrees around the inside of your rib cage. And see if you notice on your inhale where you feel the ribs expand. See if you feel them expand out in a full 360 degrees. And can you make your breath smooth? Can you bring in your Ujjayi breathing with the tip of the tongue behind your upper two teeth, tone at the back of the throat? And can you make your inhale and your exhale smooth and balanced? Can you still feel that expansiveness on the inhale of the diaphragm as it becomes more flat and the ribs spread out? And on your exhale, can you feel a lift? The diaphragm is toning. It's lifting all the way up towards the bottom of the heart. And even just for now, we can marvel at this remarkable system. And I know that you have a commitment to your well being as you've taken the time to come to your practice this morning. And honoring that, honoring your commitment, bring your hands in front of your heart. To open the practice this morning, I'll chant the sound of Om. Please join me. And I'll sing Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings in all realms find peace and happiness. Take a deep inhale. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. And then with your next exhale, bow your head towards your heart. Release your hand and lift your face. All right. Let me just.
The audio went away, Lynn.
Oh, how sad. Can you hear me now?
Very faintly.
Did you hear how? When did it leave you?
During the chant.
Okay. All All right. Well, if you didn't hear me chanting, no. I'm just kidding.
This is Jen. It almost seemed like maybe you have a setting that when you got louder, it lowered the volume. Maybe it'll raise back up automatically too.
Yeah, I have no idea. There you go. So thank you for letting me know. And we'll see how it goes. And let me know again if it fades away. Okay?
It's there, but it's faint.
I don't know how to make it any louder at the moment. Very weird. I can plug in this external speaker and see if that makes it better. Let me grab it.
It came back a little.
I'll try this speaker and we'll see how that works. The only challenge with the speaker, once it's plugged in, is I won't be able to hear you because for some reason that part of it isn't working.
It's working fine now in terms of us hearing you, I think.
Yeah, Lynn, it's fine now.
Really?
Yeah, I
Yes.
don't think you have to.
We can
bother.
hear you now. Yes.
I'll sit the speaker aside, but if it gets weird, just chime on in there, okay?
Yep.
All right. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, so let's go back into your simple seat if that happened to get disturbed. Cross-legged or our hero's pose, whatever works for your body right now. We're just gonna take a simple twist. So in your cross-legged pose, or if you're in Badakanasana, whatever that is right now, let's go ahead and inhale the arms halfway. And exhale, twist to the right. So you're gonna bring right hand behind you, left hand across. Inhale again. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale the arms out. Exhale, twist to the left. Your next exhale, come back to center. All right, let's come on to all fours. So if you need padding, put some padding down. You know, if the knees like to have extra cushion, then put a blanket on the floor. Diego seems to prefer a large stack of blankets this morning. Maybe he knows something. So whatever you're doing here this morning, but you're gonna come into all fours and just take a moment to align the bones of the fingers up with the bones of your hand. Take the weight and just shift it a little forward so you feel your finger pads, your knuckles. We're gonna tuck the toes under, and we're gonna go either downward facing dog or puppy. If you're going to puppy pose, then you'll walk your hands forward and reconnect to the finger pads and knuckles. Otherwise, if you're on all fours, one other thing is on all fours, we'll just make sure that soft part of the inner elbow points towards the root of your thumb. And we're gonna exhale up into downward facing dog. So you might be in puppy pose or downward dog pose. Are you still committed into the finger pads and knuckles? Can you drop back into the presence of your breath? Strongly reaching into the hands and taking the rib cage toward the pelvis. We're going to inhale forward to plank. Exhale, let's bring the knees down. And then let's grab your blocks. Let's bring those onto your mat if they're not. All right, so hands can be on the blocks. Let's step your left foot forward, right leg back. We're coming to a lunge. And so just reminding you, the left knee is slightly behind the left ankle. Let's root down into the left heel. We worked on this on Monday, where we really worked on becoming more grounded through the heels. We're going to inhale, step forward this time. Exhale, left foot back. So I can take this moment, reach down into my heels, both the inner heel and the outer heel. Turn the pelvis just a little away from the right shin, knee, leg. So I'm reaching back into the left heel as well. And then inhale, step forward. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Use as much height as you need in order to have the legs straight right now. Let's inhale halfway up. And exhale, bow forward. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Arms overhead. And exhale, bring the hands back in front of the heart again. Inhale, lift both arms. Exhale, chair pose. Inhaling deeply. Your next exhale, bow forward. Hands either to blocks or the ground. Inhale, straighten both legs. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, take the right foot back. So we're about to transition into your upright lunge. So this place of transition, and as we've transitioned into fall, and we've transitioned, we're in a real place of transition. So in your yoga pose right now, support yourself through this transition by finding the left heel. Strongly reach back from the right sit bone all the way through the inner hamstring, the inner right knee, to the right inner heel. Reach back. And then begin to come away from your blocks. And take the arms either out wide or overhead by the ears. Inhale the arms out. And can you gracefully transition yourself back down? So you're still reaching back. As you bow forward, hands touch down. Inhale, step forward. And exhale, left leg back. So once again, as much as I may want to avoid transitions in my life, right? They're a part of it. They're always there. They're happening all the time. And we have this transition to seasons. And sometimes some people have a real resistance to the transition. Can you use the grace that you develop right now in your practice on your mat to help you with the transitions off the mat. That's the whole point of my yoga practice, right? To cultivate my ability to navigate my life with more ease. So finding the right heel, and then reaching all the way back from the left sit bone, left inner hamstring, left inner knee, all the way back to the heel, coming upright. And no doubt there are bumps. There are times the transitions are harder. There are days it's harder. Your next inhale, take the arms out. Your exhale, bow forward. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, bow. Inhale, halfway again. Exhale, bend both knees. So you're going to transition to chair pose. Take the weight back into the heels. And when you're ready, lift your arms. Weight in the heels. Draw the abdominal organs back a little. Inhale, straighten the legs. And exhale your hands back in front of the heart. So I take a moment to drop back into your heart space. And also notice where the weight is in your feet right now. Is it more in the toes? If so, can you just shift back slightly without losing the toes on the ground to finding the heels? Excellent. Okay. Let's inhale, lift both arms, Uttanasana, and lift your heart. Exhale, chair pose, Uttanasana. Your next exhale, bow forward. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank pose. The full inhale, traveling to plank. And your exhale, downward dog again. Can you use the full breath to do this movement? Again, your full inhale to plank. And your exhale to downward facing dog or puppy. Let's inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, right foot forward. Here's that moment again. How do you connect? How do you connect your body? How do you find the ground? Inhale, upright. Inhale, arms out. Exhale, bow. Step back, downward facing dog. Your inhale, plank pose. So in your plank pose, you've still got the lift of the rib cage to the front of the shoulder blades. Exhale, back, downward dog. Excellent. One more time. Inhale, forward to plank. And you could, Jackie, you could take your feet back a little farther to lower your hips down a bit more. Keep going. Jackie, there it is. Wow, great head position too. Excellent, good, beautiful. And back, downward facing dog. And feel that length, Jackie, right? Feel the length in your body there. And then from the left inner thigh, inhale, lift the left leg. And come up on the ball of the right foot as you exhale and you bring that left foot forward for your lunge. Give yourself as much height as you need. If you've got your blocks, no problem. The higher the block, the easier to the transition. And I've had students before where Lynn, their goal was, how do I work with this transition? So there's all sorts of metaphors here. And then Jackie, take the left foot back farther. Take a little longer lunge and bring your blocks toward your forward foot. I'm sorry, not your left foot. Right foot back more. Left foot forward a little. Blocks back. Pull the blocks back more. So that they're gonna, there you go. Now just for everyone, once again, how do you connect to the ground? How do you find, Anne, your left upper inner heel? And then back to the back leg. Take your time as you transition. Working with the grace of this transition. And I promise you, if you keep working with this, it will improve. Palms up to the sky. Either the arms can stay wide or lift the arms up. Lengthen through the sides. Yes. Great, great, great. Yeah. Are you still strongly engaged in the back leg? You still feel the back inner heel. And then we'll inhale the arms out. And exhale, slowly, bowing forward. Excellent. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Let's inhale halfway. Shift the hands to the hips. So here, are your legs straight? Can you use the strength of the hamstrings now to lift your torso all the way up? And then bring your hands back in front of your heart. And then relax both arms. Okay, let's turn and face forward. Let's take a wide stance. And we'll go to your right first. Your right. I'll be your mirror. So you're going to take the back heel back a little. So your left heel back slightly, right foot forward. We're going to go to warrior two. So inhale the arms out when you're ready. And exhale, warrior two. Take the gaze over your front fingers. Can you find the weight in the heels? Is there more weight in the front heel than in the back heel? There might be, but can you still find the back heel? Because sometimes it means you may be leaning forward a little, and we want the spine to be more vertical. Season of Vata, so we're working to be more steady. We're trying to combat the flitting about, trying to be more steady, developing more strength. Let's relax the back arm, turn the front palm skyward and inhale to a rising warrior. Even as I do that, I'm still strong through the back leg, back inner thigh. Exhale, we'll go back warrior two. How does the heart reach to the arms? Turn the palms to the sky. Let's inhale, lift the arms, straighten the front leg. Spin that right foot in. Exhale, release both arms. We're gonna go the other way. Left foot out, right foot in. Inhale, arms out. Exhale. There's warrior two. So Ingrid, the left inner thigh getting longer. All of us noticing how the weight is in our footprints. Gazing over the front fingers, but still feeling, even without looking at it, where's the right hand? Where's the back arm? We can't go backwards. We have no choice but going forward. But we want to stay steady. So steady with your breath. Let's release the back arm and inhale, rise. So when the back hand comes down, I can use it to check in. Is the right inner thigh still toned as I open? Warrior two. I know my thighs feeling this too. Inhale, lift both arms, straighten the front leg, make your feet parallel. Exhale, release your arms. If you know you want blocks for bowing forward, you're welcome to put them there, or a bench or whatever, but let's inhale in upright and exhale, forward fold. Hands are coming down to the ground. We're going to take a twist here. So with hands on the floor, let's take your right hand into the space between the two hands. Before we turn, let's find the right foot, the right heel. Let's stay grounded in that leg, which is going to be opposite of the side you're turning. And then go ahead and bring your left hand up on your hip. Reach down into the ground from the back of the right shoulder blade and twist. Exhale, turn back towards the floor. Switch your hands. Left hand at the midline, right hand up on the hip. Inhale deeply, exhale. From back of left shoulder blade all the way down into the hand on the ground, you're turning. One more inhale, and then your exhale, you can bow, turn back towards the ground. Fold forward. You might walk the hands between the feet. And then we're going to walk the hands back out. Let's shift them to the hips. And inhale, come up. Exhale, step the feet together. So mountain pose. And again, where's the weight falling down into the earth? The earth has been and does support us. So let's stay connected. Let's stay connected to the ground. Great. And then release that. We're going to take triangle pose. So grabbing your blocks. We'll go to your right first, so we'll turn the back heel out, the front foot straight ahead. One or two blocks at that right outer shin. To begin, inhale the arms wide when you're ready. Exhale. Take the pelvis away from the front leg as you come down. I like to bring my backhand on my hip to start. And then where's the weight in the front foot? Can you draw that right greater trochanter to midline? And when you do, what happens to your ability to turn the thoracic spine up towards the sky? Maybe the arm, the gaze in a comfortable place. Inhale, come up. And we'll turn the feet in and take our second side. So many of the things I'm talking about are not new things, probably for you. They're not a new piece of information. Our yoga practice supports us in so many ways. And right now we can use it to support us in this time of seasonal transition and the many other transitions that are inevitable. Inhale the arms out. Exhale, second side, triangle pose. Where's the weight in the front foot? If there's more weight at the left outer heel, shift the weight to be more balanced. Turn your heart, lift your arm, and take your gaze where it's comfortable. Don't strain your neck for this. Where's the comfortable gaze for you? You might even experiment at least with turning the back foot in just a little more so that you feel like you can let that right ASIS come a little forward in your pose. That looks great. Jackie, that looks so good. You have so much strength. So you might, Carol, for a moment just bring your right hand to your hip and see if, Carol, can you, at the front of the chest on the left, can you turn the left chest toward the sky? Yes. There goes the spine turning. There's the right lung. And yeah, height under the hand was great. And then you might bring the arm. Yeah. Good. And then we'll inhale, come up. Great. Make the feet parallel. And let's step the feet back together, back to mountain pose. Let's bring your blocks out in front of you. And let's take Uttanasana for a moment. Forward fold. Releasing the back of the head, releasing the neck. This is letting gravity have a little traction upon you. Okay, and then we'll shift the weight. Goes back in the heels a little bit, hands to the hips, and we're going to come up to standing. All right. So we have been working on, in Half Moon, we've been working on the standing leg, where's the greater trochanter, we've been pulling that in, and we've been doing toes to the wall. Let's today, if you want to, here's a way that we could do Half Moon, which actually would take us, we're going to face a wall. I'll show you what I'm thinking. And so if I'm going to use my block, I can have my block. I'm going to be probably, a little more than a foot or so from the wall. And I'm going to stand on my right leg here. So come down. I can take left hand to the wall And here, here's where, if you can see my pelvis, I've got more weight to the outside of the greater trochanter. More of my weight is there. I'm gonna draw that in, which allowed me to come up and over my right leg better. And then, rather than have my hip right over my ankle, I'm gonna reach back a little, there, out my standing leg. Okay? Left hand on the wall, just for helping with balance, if you want to. Shall we try it? We'll stand on the left side of your body will be close to a wall. You'll be about a foot or so away from the wall. And then when you're ready, you're gonna bring yourself down. So you can either go from Tadasana, how we are, however you want, so that you come down. You could either have both blocks, whatever. I was doing from Tadasana. I was standing on my right leg, bringing my right hand to a block and my left hand to the wall, like that. Because when I bring stand on my right leg and lift my left leg up, and I get on my left hand at the wall, you know, I'm looking to have this opportunity to draw the right outer hip in to, yeah, like that, Colleen. Do you feel that opening? Yeah. And then, and this looks great, Colleen. That's it, Jackie. Do you have the wall there, Jack, so you can use your left hand for? I can't tell. The left leg is lifted up, and I'm going to start reaching out through like that, Carol, exactly, out through the ball of the left foot. I'm turning towards the wall, keeping that right outer hip towards midline, lengthening. So this is so good. And you might, Jackie, shift the right hip back a little. Reach the pelvis back away from, that's right. So you can really reach out your left, the ball of the left foot like that, Lise. Great. Yeah, looks good. Great, that's it. And then let's lower this. And let's switch sides. This is pretty fun to watch, actually. I must say, what I love seeing is that for a lot of you, you're actually getting, your back leg is lifting higher than for some of you that I've had for students for a while. You're getting more ability to lengthen. I'm really happy about that. So when you're ready, you're gonna have the second side. So you're gonna be standing on the left leg. So take your time, bringing your left hand down and picking the right leg up. Good. There's the right hand at the wall. Can you draw the left outer hip, the left greater trochanter, into midline? That's it, Michael. Yeah, exactly. And then as you do, the left leg is so straight. Can you then start to reach out your right leg, your right lifted leg? Take the pelvis a little bit more toward the lifted leg. Exactly. And there's that turn. And I can't see your left leg, Carol, but I'll just say make sure it's not too close to your left leg. So you're getting lots of length in the left side body. That's it, Colleen. Great, Colleen. And you might even, this is such a good height for the back leg, Colleen. Keep it going. Now reach out the right ball of the right foot a little more. There you go. Yeah. Yay. Very nice, everybody. It's great. Yeah, so just feel into this. Good. And then you'll come down, and since you are at a wall, can we take the hips to the wall? So you'll be still another foot from the wall, but can you take your pelvis into the wall, and we'll bow forward. We'll take the hands in the crook of the elbows. Letting the arms traction the upper body. Okay, then we're going to shift our hands up to where the sit bones meet the wall. And we can push ourselves a little away and come back up. Okay, great. All right, let's come down to the ground. And we're going to let's pad the ground, let's pad our knee, pad our knees. And let's step the left foot forward, right knee back. So the right knee is supported on the blanket, left knee is coming forward of the left ankle. And I'm going to pull my blocks back. And even as you soften through the top of the back thigh, the right thigh, keep the right inner hip joint toned. Don't let the right inner hip just fall completely forward. Keep a little support for it between the pubic bone and the right inner hip. How do you do both of those things? I know we're multitaskers. You can handle it right. All right, let's come back. Second side. So right foot forward, left knee back. Right knee can come forward of the right ankle. And this time, where's the space of the heart? We'll lift the space of the heart up. All right, great. And then let's come out of that. Let's take, I want to do an upper back opener. So, can we take our, let me think how we want to do this. I'm going to come off of that blanket for a moment. And I'm going to take 2 blocks end to end, like that. A blanket folded lengthwise over the top of those 2 blocks. A second blanket folded lengthwise over those 2 blocks again. If I have a third block, some of you will have a third block. You're going to use that under your pelvis in a moment. Some of you do not. And some of you, if you have a bolster, you could use the bolster here. And you can even put it on top of those blankets. If we don't have a third block, we're going to take a blanket and we're going to fold it. There's that one into thirds. And I want it to even be a little taller. I'm going to fold it in half. So if you don't have that many blankets, you'll have to use some of your pillows or cushions or something to make this blanket be almost the height of a block. But we sit on the floor first in front because I want to bring the top of the head down towards the ground. I know I'm going to have to stop wearing such dark colors, aren't I? And I'm going to pick up my pelvis, slide this blanket or block to be under my pelvis. Because that's, and then hands behind my head. That height is going to allow me to come up and over. Just to get it in the right position. Some of you are going to want to have your hands supporting the head the whole time. Some of you are going to be okay letting the head go. Either way, support yourself, give yourself the support you need. If you need the hands behind the head, keep them there. If you need a little off ramp with a pillow, add that. My head is just touching the ground. I have my arms as wide as my yoga mat, my hands. We're letting the collarbones roll up. The first ribs, let them also roll towards the throat. Ribs 1, ribs 2, ribs 3. Then, if your arms are out straight, you can bend the elbows, draw them in, put them behind the head. Everyone, elbows are toward each other. We'll lift the head up to the chin comes towards the throat. Remove the blanket or block under your pelvis. And then we'll go ahead, straighten one leg, then the other to come up to sitting. Excuse me. Okay. Now, let's just take, can we sit up on a blanket? Or some of you might need to sit up on a couple. We're going to take Badakanasana for a moment, legs wide apart. If you need to have the pelvis lifted so that the pubic bone rolls down a little, and then give yourself that sort of support. Knees are up towards the sky, so the leg is neutral. We're not letting the legs flop back, but we want the knees to be pointing to the ceiling. We're going to twist to the right. So we'll have left hand in the middle, right hand behind. And then we're going to come back to center. So now right hand in the middle, left hand behind. Where's the heart center? Back to center. Just for a moment, upright. And then we'll take hands underneath the knees. Bring the legs back up to center. We can take them straight out for a moment. All right. Now let's take a supported bridge pose. So a blanket, I'll use one of these blankets, you'd see better. A blanket to go underneath the shoulders. So it's folded in half lengthwise. I'm going to take the rolled end away from me for my shoulders. And then I want to have my 2 blocks. All right. And I want to have a strap so that I can feel that lift of my heart. So I'm going to take my strap, make a loop in it, and the loop is about the width of the upper arm bones across the front of my chest. We'll lie down over the blanket. Head is on the ground. No weight on the neck. Here go the blocks, right? So, I mean, you guys, you know this pose, right? This is not a new pose for you. And then the strap is between the blocks and the heels. Palms inside the strap. It's around the wrists. Palms are facing each other, most likely. And I'm kind of checking in with myself for a moment to go, well, how is this? And in my own self, I noticed that the low lunge we did with the knee down, I did get some opening at the front of my hip, and I think that's still very accessible for me right now. So it won't be about my lumbar spine. I'm going to take my one block just a little higher. My lumbar spine is staying in the same position. I didn't take it into a bigger back bend, but that feels a little, I can lift my chest a little more here. And so this feels quite nice. You're welcome to stay in this supported Setu Bandhasana, so the supported bridge pose. Or if you want to take the legs up to vertical, that's an option. And I would just bring the knees, Michael, just a little closer to the chest. Bring the, yeah, just so that the thighs are vertical there. I like that. And if you wanted, Michael, you could take the shins parallel to the ground. You could lift your shins a little and you know, just check in with yourself. How is that? At least your legs could go a little away from you. Yeah. All of us are lifting through the heart space. And I would, Colleen, either experiment with palms toward you or palms, just see, does that feel like it gives a little more lift at the heart or not? So you're just doing a little research. And then we're going to bend the knees. If the legs are up, bring the feet to the ground. Take your hands out of your strap, you know, and then as you remove your blocks, migrate toward your head so you can put your pelvis up on your blanket. To pause there and rest for a moment. And then let's go ahead and roll over to one side. Use your arms to press yourself up. Okay, and let's take a seat. You might sit on the ground. You might sit on a blanket. Where are we going? We're going to bring left heel towards the right sit bone, right foot across. This is where we're headed. Left heel towards the right kind of sit bone area. So that brings the left knee towards midline. Right foot comes across. And then you're going to turn towards your right. Can you bring the knee and the elbow? And can you clasp the two forearms? Or if you wanted to just take the right hand to clasp the left forearm. Right hand to the left forearm. And then we'll come back to center. Second side. So right elbow gets around the left knee. Left hand grabs the right forearm. And then let's come back to center. Great. This is good. Can we take both legs out straight? Let me get the knees. Give the knees a little more space. Good. And then let's go ahead and down to the ground. So we'll move our blankets out of the way for a moment. We're going to take a dead bug pose. So hands either at the backs of the thighs, or the shins, or the pinky toe, side of the foot. And then let's take, can we take both legs straight? You could have the hands at the back of the thighs, or you might have the hands at the shins, depending on your hamstrings. We'll bend the knees, and then we're gonna roll over to one side, use the arms to push yourself up. And now let's take a supported Badakanasana. So if you'll bring a blanket lengthwise on your mat, another blanket, or if you have a bolster, you could use a bolster for this, lengthwise. This one I've set back just a little bit from the bottom one, just like an inch or two. I probably want another blanket to be used under the back of my head. And then I'm going to want to have my two blocks available. So that when you sit in front of your bolster or your blankets, soles of the feet toward each other, blocks supporting the outer knee. And as you come over this, you can snug that top blanket up to meet the tops of the shoulders. So we'll rest here for a few minutes. In this supported place, is it easier? Can you tune into the space of your heart once again? See if you can get a sense of your heart beating right now. Can you feel your heart beating? And you're welcome to stay here for the next couple minutes, or if you'd like to take a different position for Shavasana, please feel free to do that. And now, once again, letting your attention drop into that space of your heart. Just feeling the gratitude for this most marvelous movement within you. Let your thoughts be governed by your heart. Deepen your breath. And make a mindful transition over to one side and back to sitting. Just take your time. And bring your hands together in front of your heart. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Let's see here. I just stopped.